Hey, how are we doing, everyone? Welcome back. Today we are taking our very first look at the Kawasaki Z400. This is perhaps one of the best A2 motorcycles you can currently buy. So let's jump on and let's see how good it truly is. Alright, so let's have a little walk around it first, shall we? Because I personally really do like the look of the Z series from Kawasaki. I know that, I don't know, some people... I think that's a controversial opinion in some respects, but honestly, I really like the sharp lines and where fairing is placed, like here, for example, I think looks really neat. And they do a really good job, to be fair, of the colour scheme as well. I absolutely love the look of their Z series. But yeah, let's jump on and let's see how it sounds first of all, shall we? Now, I have been quite impressed with this bike already. I've only had her out for a few minutes, but let's have a look at the way she sounds. Honestly, sounds pretty good. I have noticed this display is a little bit dim for my liking. I would have liked it a little bit brighter. It is quite a bright day today, but let's see if we can manage with it. I mean, the Wifey's Ninja 125's display I think is a little bit brighter than this, but of course my ZZR 1400 has a digi display as well, and even that seems a little bit brighter. I'm not sure if there's a way to change the colour scheme. It doesn't look like there is, but that's the first thing I noticed when I jumped on this bike, is how dim that display was. So it's just something to keep in mind. I'm sure during the night time and things it's not going to be an issue, but during bright days, yeah, you might have some trouble with it. Honestly, like, this is a parallel twin 399cc engine. And it has some real pep to it, honestly. Sounds really good, has some power. I mean, it doesn't have enough torque to jumpstart planets or anything, but it does have a nice bit of power to it. I really like it. And also as well, the seating position, if I'm not mistaken, is a little bit sportier. I'm finding it's a little bit more of a lean forward than the likes of the Z900 and the ZH2, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. But the handlebars are closer to the forks on this model. But yeah, the ergos are comfortable, of course, as always. The Z series from Kawasaki are always really comfortable. The ergonomics are great, really neutral. You're not too far away from the handlebars, you don't have to reach for them. And the weight of this bike as well. Oh, it's like riding my wife's Ninja 125, but with loads more power. Yeah. Really, a load of fun so far I've had on this little bike. I mean, does it hang with the big boys? Probably not. I mean, it is unfortunately another hoop that UK riders have got to jump through, but to be fair, it is a nice upgrade over a 125, I will say that. But of course, then again, you're going to get another nice massive upgrade once you've gotten past A2 as well. But honestly, for what it is, remember, I ride bikes like the ZH2, ZZR 1400 and my ZX9R every day. And for me to say that this bike's got a nice amount of power to it is, honestly, it's a real compliment to this bike. Loads of bugs out today, so I do apologise in advance for wiping the lens of the GoPro quite a lot. I'm sure I'll need it. Alright, so let's talk some numbers here. So as I mentioned before, it's a 399cc parallel twin cylinder engine producing 45 horsepower at the crank and about, how much is it? Is it 37 newton meters of torque, something like that? So I think it's about 25, 26 foot-pounds of torque, something like that. Of course, if I get any of the numbers wrong, then you will see them on the screen there as well. But yeah, a nice amount of torque for a little bike. I absolutely love parallel twins. My first big motorcycle was the old Kawasaki ER6, which is basically just a bigger version of this bike. Parallel twin 650cc. And even though it was producing, I don't know, about 30 or 40 horsepower more than this bike, in probably a load more torque. It doesn't feel that far off really, but I mean, I haven't, I mean, when I last rode that bike was about 5 or 6 years ago, so I'm going off memory, but the throttle's really nice as well. What a nice throttle response. You get a nice jump in torque just with a little bit of throttle. So I suspect things like filtering, overtaking isn't going to be a big issue on this motorcycle. But also weight-wise, apparently on the spec sheet, this thing weighs about 150 kilograms wet, something like that, maybe 160 kilograms wet. Not bad whatsoever, and it feels it, man. This thing is so nimble, and I imagine because it's a well, I was going to say because it's a Z series motorcycle, it might have a slightly shorter wheelbase than the Ninja 400, but I'm not so sure on that. I'm pretty sure these are pretty much the same bikes underneath. So maybe not. Maybe there isn't going to be a difference in the wheelbase, but it doesn't matter. The ergos are absolutely great, and the weight distribution is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, love it. Loving this bike so far. A little while ago, we did a video on the best A2 motorcycles that you can currently buy, and I mean, that video is probably due for an update, but we did mention the Ninja 400 in that video, and of course, this is the naked counterpart. And honestly, yeah, it is up there as one of the best, seriously. This is absolutely fantastic. We are going to be touching on a little bit the Ninja 500 and the Z500 that are coming out this year. Pretty sure that the Ninja and Z400 series are going to be axed. This is probably going to be the last year that this motorcycle is around, but a little birdie has told me that apparently you can get some pretty killer deals on some Z400s at the moment. So if you have a look on the Completely Motorbikes website, by the way, massive thank you to Completely Motorbikes for letting me have a go on this wicked motorcycle and showing it off to you guys. Honestly, it is just an absolute pleasure and a privilege to be working with Completely Motorbikes. But you have a look on their website, I'm pretty sure that these Z400s are going for Ninja 125 money, 125cc money. So definitely go and check them out if you're looking for a killer deal on an A2 motorcycle. Oh, this traffic won't do. Let's see how it is filtering. I mean, you've got this teeny tiny motorcycle with a load of power. Yeah, it filters pretty well. Not a bad combination whatsoever. Yeah, nice amount of torque in second gear there. Love it. You're gonna get a nod? Yay, we got a nod! We got a nod on the Ninja 400. That's awesome. Because they do look quite small. And that's the problem with these motorcycles. I think that's why Kawasaki are, well, and Honda as well, I think they're looking at the bigger displacements for these bikes at the moment. Purely because they look a bit small, and I think A2 riders are looking for something a little bit bigger. But let's see what this bike's made of. Okay. Nice. Very, very nice. I don't think you're going to have any problems with this bike on the motorways if you decide to take it on one. Not that I would recommend it. Motorway riding is really boring. But yeah, wow, fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. We will be doing our little 0 to 60 run in a moment, but yeah, it does dip in power, of course, once you get past third gear. Third gear is perhaps where you're going to get the most amount of torque when you're going up to these sorts of speeds here. But the bike, to be fair, isn't struggling at maintaining at 70-80 mile an hour. So pretty damn good in that respect as well. And really good actually, it's not too windy. I know that today has been a little bit windy, but it's not as windy as it has been. But honestly, not too bad, not too bad at all. I'm really enjoying this experience so far. And to be honest with you, this is the first A2 motorcycle I've ever ridden, because I just stuck with my 125 whilst I was going through A2. So the fact that this bike has got quite a lot to offer is very surprising for me. Yeah, it sounds really good as well. It doesn't sound like a small bike to me. This sounds lovely. Kawasaki have definitely been working hard, I think, on the acoustics of their bikes, which is really nice to see, or really nice to hear, should I say. Right, let's get in front of these cars. Doesn't look like this bike comes with traction control. I mean, not that it's really necessary in my opinion, to be honest. On something like this and for street use, I don't think traction control is all that necessary. But it will almost certainly have ABS. Yeah, third gear's nice, man. First, second, third gear, second and third gear in particular are lovely on this bike. Yeah, what a load of fun! And the fact it's a little bit sportier as well. Let's see if it does a wheelie. Up too high in the revs. Yeah, we'll see if it can pull a wheelie in a bit. In fact, let's try here. Okay, picked up the front wheel a little bit there. Okay, it does want to pick up the front wheel, but you're not going to be going all that fast, unfortunately. And you're not going to be pulling power wheelies, I don't think, on this bike. Yeah, okay, it does pick up the front wheel. Yeah, it does want to. And that's what you want from a naked. You want something with a bit of, I don't know, something that's a little bit more balls to the wall kind of muscle bike, you know? That's kind of what you're looking for at a naked, and I think it does do quite well in that regard. Don't worry, we're not going to be stuck in this traffic all day long. We are going to be moving on some country roads in a moment, which hopefully should really put this bike through its paces. Yeah, what an easy motorcycle to ride as well. It does seem quite forgiving. Yeah, it doesn't look like the suspension or anything is adjustable. Maybe the rear shock is. We'll have a look at that later. So it is quite a bog standard motorcycle in that regard, feature-wise. Not a lot of tech stuff, but honestly, you don't need it. Woo! Yeah, it didn't do too bad there, did it? So it has most of its power in the mid-range. Once it gets past about 10,000 RPM, it drops off significantly. So probably the power band is, I imagine, between 6, 7, 8, 9,000 RPM of this bike. Not bad. Again, for street use, that's pretty much what you want. Come on then. Blimey, it took you forever. Woohoo! Honestly, a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I'm loving this bike. I mean, this is what a motorcycle should be. It should be light, with a load of power. Again, this thing, you're going to be pretty much overtaking the vast majority of cars in this thing. You're going to be faster than the vast majority of stuff on the road on this thing, which pretty much is what you want. I mean, for safety wise as well, it's always important for me for a motorcycle to have a little bit of power, just to get you out of those sticky situations. The fact as well that you can just rev this thing out and you're not going to be going ridiculously fast is also a nice little bonus as well. But I just hope that this bike isn't being held back at all. That's the only thing. I bet you it probably is restricted ever so slightly for A2. So I'm not sure if the US version of this bike produces a little bit more power. I don't know, that might be the case, but very, very nice. I'm very happy with this so far. Now, in terms of 0 to 60 times, I don't know what this bike can do 0 to 60, but I imagine it's probably around about 6, 7, 8 seconds, something like that. Maybe a bit quicker than that, I don't know, we'll see. We'll be testing that out in a moment here, but that's what I think, judging by the power that I've experienced so far on this bike. So you are going that way then. Hate it when drivers leave indicating right to the last second. Now you could try overtaking this car. Maybe we'll give it a go. We'll see what this bike is like overtaking. We'll put it in third, because third's got a nice amount of power. I thought I'd have the room. Oh yeah, this bike could do it. Hopefully we get a little bit more of a straight coming up in a minute. Fourth will be a little bit harder, I think, but third certainly will do the job. Well, there you go, that was in fourth, not bad. Did actually pick up some of that power in the power band, that's nice. Well, there you go. Overtakes quite easily, because what I was about to say was that it depends on the speed of the road. If you're doing anything kind of 50, 60 mile an hour, you're looking to do a quick overtake, then you might struggle, but actually, maybe those overtakes might be doable. Let's try a 0 to 60. Let's see here. No one behind us. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. I don't know what time that was, but that was fairly quick. See if we can fit one more in here. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. There you go. Not bad, man. What was that, 5, 6 seconds? Not bad at all. I'm pleasantly surprised at that. That is a nice 0 to 60. I mean, that's probably quicker than like a Fiesta ST or a my Honda Civic Type R. I think can do it in 6.5 seconds, 0 to 60. And I think that was less than that. Yeah, man, that was awesome. Fair play. Yeah, definitely stick it under 10,000 RPM. If you keep it there, you'll be right in the meat of the power. Unfortunately, unfortunately, once you get past that, that 10k mark, that's when the power really dips. What a load of fun though, this motorcycle, honestly. I've had such a laugh on this bike today. It's honestly absolutely fantastic. Everything's great. The clutch feel is absolutely brilliant. You don't have to be a giant to ride it either. I mean, I'm 5'9", 6 foot, something like that. So what's that, 180 centimeters? And this bike, no problem with height on this bike whatsoever. You could probably be a 5'5" person or less. Having a go on this bike, no worries there at all either. Throttle feel is good, throttle response is lovely, the brakes are great, the suspension really forgiving as well. I mean, when we go ahead and do our little conclusion here of this ride out today, we'll take a look at the rear shock, see if there's any adjustment there, but doesn't look like there's any adjustment on the front forks here, unfortunately. But honestly, like, for an A2 bike, this is an 8, 9 out of 10, honestly. This is absolutely brilliant. What a fantastic experience. Hopefully one day in the near future we'll be able to have a go on the Ninja 500 and the Z400, or even the Honda CBR 500. And we'll see if how this motorcycle measures up to those A2 Titans, because I suspect that they're going to be pretty damn good in their own right. Yeah, that is wicked, man. What a load of fun. You have torque where you want it. What can I say? Torque where you want it and power where you want it. No, it's not going to have crazy top end horsepower, but this is an A2 bike. Unfortunately, you're going to have to step it up a little bit more if you want more of that top end power. And even though this is a nice amount of power for this motorcycle, it's nothing compared to even something like a 650cc parallel twin, like the Ninja 650 or the ER6 from back in the day. Yeah. But, I mean, this is another kind of leveling up motorcycle, shall we say. And to be fair, if you wanted to just buy a motorcycle that had power, that was fun, that's probably not going to get you in a lot of trouble, then something like this is great. You will have no trouble keeping up with any of your mates if any of them are on big bikes, things like that. The comfort of this thing, wow. I could ride this bike for hours, and the seat, again, a lovely, nice, squishy seat. Oh, just brilliant. What an awesome all-around package is this Kawasaki Z400. Absolutely brilliant. Now, it remains to be seen whether or not the Ninja 500 and the Z500 are gonna really truly be upgrades over something like this. I suspect that it isn't, but even though there's that horsepower limitation, if they're able to increase the amount of torque that the bike produces lower down in the range, well, then maybe it would be a worthwhile upgrade. But that remains to be seen, and I don't know. Obviously Honda have got their A2 500, so I imagine that Kawasaki are kind of following in their footsteps to some extent. But is it really something that is necessary? I don't know. We'll find out. I mean, the actual displacement between the Ninja 400 and the Ninja 500 is 50cc, something like that. It's not a lot. I think a little birdie told me that it's a 451cc parallel twin instead of a 399cc parallel twin in the Z400. So, who knows if that will actually make a difference. We'll see. But for now, honestly, this motorcycle, what a pleasure to ride. And at the moment, they're going for under $5,000 because, yeah, this is going to be the last of the product line. And yeah, the last few that are left are going to be the last ones sold from new here in the UK. But yeah, what an awesome motorcycle. Absolutely love it. But yeah, let's park up. Let's have one last look at this motorcycle before we sign off. All right, that'll do. I'll leave it in gear for now because we're on a bit of a hill. But what a bike. Z400. Oh yeah, there is a little bit of adjustment on the rear shock. That is awesome. Looks like it's just preload spring compression, but still, a little bit of customizability is better than none, right? What a bike, man. Z400, absolutely fantastic. And honestly, heavily recommend that you take a look at one of these bikes if you're looking at an A2 class motorcycle. Absolutely fantastic. All right, everyone, well, there you have it. Thank you ever so much for joining me on today's ride. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below, as always. And one more massive thank you to Completely Motorbikes in Gloucester. If you're looking for a bike, definitely go and hit them up. They've got some really nice showrooms, loads of stock. Definitely go and check them out if you're looking to buy a new motorcycle for yourselves. But anyway, thanks again. Take care, ride safe, and we will catch you all in the next video. Have a good one.